Paxton crushed John Cornyn, incumbent Republican Senator John Cornyn, in the runoff. I think it was ended up being more than 60-40. I'm assuming, Joe, that this actually puts Texas even more in play for Talarico, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, Paxton is, he's not, Trump's got him beat on who's the biggest corrupt politician, in the country today, but Paxton's a close second. And I think the state of Texas knows that. They know who Paxton is. Look, even Trump throwing all in. Cornyn got in the high 30s, I think, some 36, something like that. That means, what is that 38 going to do is what I'm asking. Are they going to, they didn't listen to Trump. They didn't follow him, or 36, whatever it was. I don't have it handy in my head. But, are they, and I know Cornyn's going to support him, even though he can't say Paxton's name out loud right now. He evidently just can't bring himself to do it. He'll just support the nominee. I'm not sure that a lot of those people are going to vote. We saw a 25% drop off in Alabama among Republicans who voted in the Republican primary, and 116% increase of turnout in the Democratic primary. So you have, and you saw that in the Paxton Cornyn runoff, it was like amazingly low turnout. We're talking like some counties was like 30 people were voting. It was insane. So to go, oh yeah, he creamed him. No one voted in that damn thing. And of the people who did, over a third of them said, no, sorry, Mr. Trump, I'm not doing this. So, you look on the other side, and we've been out overperforming in Texas, in these districts. Latinos are not where they were in 2024, neither are independents, neither are blacks. And at the same time, you have, a pretty corrupt nominee who I don't think is that 68% of MAGA that evidently makes up the party in Texas going to come out and vote? Yeah. But even some of them, that's what I'm saying. You still see even them. I mean, Trump's approval, 70% among Republicans nationwide. It's all dropping off. It's the coalition's breaking up. It's splintering. You're seeing the splintering like the Massey voters. I mean, some of these fights, it's literally 50-50. 50% are standing with Trump and his pick, and the other 48, that he got beat. But, huge chunk, almost 50%, says, no, we're not doing that. Now, what are those people going to do? Massey, I don't think, is going to go along to get along the way Cornyn is. But I do think there's enough of that that it's clear they're weak right now. And it's also clear, look, that they only got the same cards they've had.
Well, yeah, let's get to that. And this is a question from Sam, which I promised I'd get to. But I heard you say on the bracket show, which I loved, thanks, Sam, that you think Talarico can win, and we still both believe that. Are you concerned that he's already facing the same trans attacks that killed Kamala? What is the 2026 answer to the trans attack?
I think Talarico is right. He's just basically concentrating on things that people care about: affordability, getting prices down, taking on corruption, all those things. And I think, given we're not anywhere near where we were in 2024 with tariffs. I mean, look at the economy was actually, moving when Trump got handed, inherited, whatever you want to call it, or took office with a pretty strong economy. Frankly, it's still been pretty resilient even through all of the crap he's thrown at it. But once you throw tariffs, the war, going after the mass deportations, the violence in the streets by ICE that also knocked out, everybody from landscaping to people who pick our crops, all that stuff. it's made inflation go, and people are not in the same mindset that they were, I don't think at all, that they were in 2024. So and so it's easy to get people to focus on, quote, the other, when there's nothing else, that's pressing them so much, or to blame. This is their problem. The problem was, if you had economic anxiety, it was Trump and the Republicans who told you they weren't sending us their best, they're killers, they're rapists, and they're stealing your jobs, and all that stuff. It's them. It's them. The problem they have is everybody knows it's him. It's him. Everybody knows it's him. Even 30 to 35% of Republicans know that it's the Iran war that's making gas prices high. They're not going to be able to stick that on Talarico because he's standing up for whatever. He's the one, and the people he's fighting for, or whatever, the people who's right, that you should hate. It's their fault that your life sucks. No, that worked. It works until everybody realizes, no, I now understand who's making my life suck. And it's that guy in the White House and all his Republican enablers. And they get it. And then, of course, what are they going to do? Come right back with the same social and cultural shit. And I think the American people, I think independents for sure. I think Latinos, I think blacks, a lot of the voters that they did pull over with that crap are now in a hell no. Hell no. We know. They look at the independents, like when it's 23% approval, 24% approval, 70%, 68% disapproval. They know. You're not going to be able to tell them that it's no Talarico because he said this 12 years ago is why you should vote against him. When they know who's made the decisions that have screwed up the economy, wrecked their lives, made them live paycheck to paycheck, pay higher grocery prices, higher energy costs, and gasoline. No, they know, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I mean, obviously, it's the only cards they have. What are they going to do? Go out and say, hey, oh no, we're going to lower prices. The straits will be open tomorrow. They've been trying that for about 6 weeks now, and they're not open.
Well, let me. This fits into our last question I want to get to, and this is more just you giving advice to the rest of our party right now. What do you think Trump's biggest weakness is right now? And by that I mean, what is the thing that we need to hammer that will cost him the most votes?
Him. I mean, look, I saw this is the most amazing thing. So, because you and I both been paying a lot of attention to Iowa, obviously. So Hinson is behind Josh Turek and Zach Walz, but two Democrats fighting it out for the nomination. She's behind both of them. So a couple of days ago, she was home, maybe for Memorial Day weekend or whatever. And she kept talking about how honored she was to have Donald Trump's endorsement. It's the most honored I've ever been by an endorsement. And and I posted on X, which I still do every once in a while. Please, no one tell Hinson that his approval rating in Iowa is underwater by 14 points. So she can go out there and brag that it's the same thing. I'm sure Paxton is going to run around telling everybody I've been endorsed by Trump. That'll be great with the 68% of the votes he already had, but that he got in that run in that amazingly low turnout runoff. This was not. These guys spent millions and millions of dollars on both sides, Paxton and Cornyn, outside.
And nobody
groups,
voted for him.
and no one turned out. No one. Okay, so now this is my point. No, he is the whole problem because people have figured it out, and they're not going to. Paxton's not. He can't run away from them. We've been talking about this for a year. If he runs away from Trump, he's dead. He's just dead. And if he gives him the big bear hug that Trump just gave him, and he gives it back, I'm telling you, everybody else, including some of the 38% that voted for Cornyn, are moving away. The independents are gone. The Democrats have been gone forever. Double haters, we've talked about that. They're voting Democrat. Independents are like down to 23% approval for Trump. They're not going to vote for Paxton. So now you're down in Latinos. They drew those districts because around what they thought independents and Latinos were and how they voted for Trump in 2024. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure those lines looked wonderful on paper. Wait till people actually vote. So no, I think this is his biggest weakness is he can't fix this. I mean, he's not going to get the Straits of Hormuz open. He's not going to fix what he systematically, they went out with mass deportations and ICE, and they pushed away, and other things, but we'll go, the Pope, going after the Pope. Look, I've talked about in Iowa, up in Dubuque, I know the state really well. Up there, it's a big Catholic area. Going after the Pope, when you've got a U.S. Senate senator who's already behind the two Democrats, and you go after the Pope, and I'm not sure that's helping her, or even, by the way, her district, that's district up there, is now in play. So now let's go to Latinos. I mean, it is a massive Catholic, much more Catholic than Protestant group. And you've gone after the Pope, and you're now, it's not, that's what I'm trying to say. This isn't just ICE. It's not just mass deportations. It's not just, deporting citizens just because of their skin color. It's a lot more than that. And by the way, they too buy gasoline. So you've got all these different reasons why I don't think, oh, by the way, Talarico said something, tweeted something 12 years ago, 8 years ago. And by the way, he knows how to handle this stuff. I mean, his answers, the way he fights back, he's probably, look, it's going to get ugly. The Republicans, first of all, Texas races are always knocked down, drag out, ugly, always, and particularly with the way the Republicans campaign there. I just don't think it's going to work. And I think, too, if you don't think that they've been trying to use that in all these specials that happened in Texas, where we outperformed, I'm sure they've transed everybody who ran. So I just don't see it working.